Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where today you join me for something I'm quite looking forward to. We are heading up to Chartwell to see my Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG Black Series as the paintwork is beginning. The car is being transformed, I know, a controversial decision from its original grey paintwork to my choice of colour, Mercedes Mystic Blue. Today though, we're going to see the base coats and some of the first layers of blue going down to see that transformation beginning. Now I've also got a few goodies in those boxes for the new car, but we're going to head up today in the Ferrari GTC4 Lasseau. So let's get this journey started then. I can't wait to get back up to see the car, remember, completely stripped down, and today to see some blue paint going down onto my SLS Black Series. For today's journey up to see the SLS and back, I have chosen to take the Ferrari for a few reasons. Now, when you're keeping cars in a storage and not driving them all that frequently, it's good to take them for a run out as often as you can to get the temperatures up, to get the fluids flowing, and the Lasseau's last major outing was the replacement tour when the Geneva Motor Show was cancelled at the beginning of March. So it is high time this car gets its legs stretched. Today, I've got a 250-mile return trip ahead of me, and let's face it, it is a very comfortable place to be with a glorious exhaust note. Another thing about this car that I'm going to say it shares in similarity with the SLS Black Series that you might not think about, because this is a 4-seat, four-wheel drive Grand Tourer, whereas the SLS is a 2-seat track-focused beast, is that they both have gigantic front mid-mounted naturally aspirated engines. This is a 6.3-litre V12, the SLS is a 6.2-litre V8. Another thing about both cars is that they will end very similar colours. This is Ferrari's TDF Blue, Tour de France Blue, which is slightly lighter than the Mystic Blue we're doing on the SLS and doesn't have quite the same purple pearlescent hue in it. Another thing that is quite fun is that through all of my trips now up to Chartwell, we worked out that last time I was taking my 7th of the Shmeemobiles to go and visit them. Remember, I've been up quite a few times through all of the works that they were doing with the Senna after the incident last summer to return it to its former glory in the cerulean blue with the navy carbon. Well, I've been up quite a few times, so we figured today we would add another car to the list. Quite fun with the guys there to take this car number 8. So I do need to load these up. I'll show you what's inside later on, but we've got the 2 carbon fibre sills, the 2 door mirror caps, and we've got the badges as well. A few people asked me about those, but let's come around and get this started up. I've already taken the cover off and unplugged the trickle charger, but it will always sound absolutely fantastic when we bring this engine into life. We should be able to get a nice cold start. So let me climb on in right now. We'll get the ignition started, make sure the radio stays off for the moment. Then I will point my camera around so that you can take a proper listen then to the noise that this makes when it comes into life. Oh yes, so then, give me a second and we will get out on the road. It is also an absolutely glorious day. It is blue skies. I think it's going to be a fairly smooth journey, not too much traffic, just over 2 hours or so in each direction. But given we are on board this car, let's just pop the window down just for a moment, drop some gears, because this is what I love so much about the Lasseau. It sounds epic in a car that is comfortable and practical and easy to use as a daily as well. Anyhow, I've just got onto the motorway. I'm going to pop it into comfort mode, automatic, take it easy, chill on out, have a gentle drive up. Like I said, just over 2 hours in each direction. When we get there though, they will have actually started today on the paintwork as well. There are kind of 2 parts to this. One is the main body, the integrated sections of the body. The other are the extra body panels that get attached. So that's what we're going to see later on, the body panels being painted. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works with base coat and layers on top. I'll learn when I get there how they do this precisely, but there's a bit of a process. Obviously, we've been up, we took the car in, talked about what we were going to do, saw the spray out card for the Mystic Blue paint colour, then I went back to see the car completely torn down, stripped down, all of the parts taken off it. A very weird sight to see, and today we're going back to see it being turned blue. Now Chartwell, as well as doing a superb job of the Senna, are also a Mercedes body shop, which is why I've taken the car there. They've worked before on SLS Black Series, they know exactly what they're doing, and that is very important to me that it's done in the correct way. Well, I have no intention of this car going anywhere at any point in the future. I certainly need to make sure the paint job is absolutely top notch, and I trust these guys to get it completely right. So like I say, gentle cruise, hopefully I'll be there, well, in less than 2 hours now, and then we will see it all happening. Off the motorways, and now we can have some of this. I love this thing. It's been a very, very smooth journey. Of course, now I'm back into sport mode. I have the gearbox in manual on the paddle shifters just to, well, enjoy a little bit more of that. This car, for a car that's so brilliant to almost daily drive, smooth, gentle for a long distance ride like this, then you get to the other end and it just comes alive. People always ask me which is the one car that I would keep to do everything with, and if money was no object, it was more a kind of which car would you like to borrow for 12 months, it's this. This is the car that you can use, this is the car that you can enjoy, and it still sounds that good as well. Anywho, nearly there, only a couple of minutes to go, and then we can crack on with this. Mission success! So, let's head on in then. I need to remember to grab things out of the back. We've got the button there to open the powerful tailgate. We're back here. I've got all the boxes. I will take those in. We will go check out what's going on then, here inside with the SLS. I have just been in to take a look at the main body and the frame that has already been painted, and it is looking perfect. Give me a second and I will show you, but to quickly remind you through the process, here we have the boot lid, which is still in the original Himalaya grey. That was the factory colour of my car. That is the one panel that still needs to be sanded down to look like the side skirts and the bumpers that we have here, which are prepped for painting. They'll get the black base coat, and on top of that, they will get the Mystic Blue. Then these on their racks will be taken into the spray booths, which if we just come through inside this booth right now, we have some of the parts inside here actually being painted as I walk past. We have the wings, we've got the doors, we've got the bonnet. You can just see what's happening inside there. And then in the next spray booth, let me show you Mystic Blue on my SLS Black Series. Look at this, it is perfect. This colour, the deep, rich, pearlescent, dark purple, navy blue, I'm not quite sure how you want to describe it. Obviously we're under some very, very bright lights that try and bring out imperfections here in the spray booth so that the car can be made absolutely perfectly. But we've got the rear wings and the roof. We've also got the frame if we come through towards the front, so you can see how the engine bay areas are also transformed to the new colour. But look at this. It is absolutely spot on what I was hoping this was going to look like. We'll have the new carbon side sills on the top of the door entry jambs there, obviously around the inside of the boot space as well. This is perfect. At this stage, it's obviously been painted. It's not fully polished and completed. I think there's still more layers to go on the very top of it, but this is spot on what I dreamt my car would look like. I know it was a controversial decision, but believe me, in person, this is going to look so, so good. No regrets in the slightest. It's my dream car in my dream colour, and I cannot wait for the rest to be completed. My SLS Black Series going Mystic Blue here at Chartwell. Wow, this is awesome. I know it's quite hard to see, but the front wings are currently being painted black, the base coat going onto those, then the doors are just behind, and the bonnet is sitting vertically up at the very back. The team here working through it all in a few different stretches, a few different sections at a time. All of these, though, later today are going to be blue. There's something I would like to show you coming back over here to do with the front bumper, and in particular with the front splitter. Now you will notice most of the carbon fibre parts are left gloss carbon. They will be masked up. They're actually bonded to the body panel, so not easy to remove. We have sanded down the front splitter because, of course, this was a used car. It had been driven around a bit, and it had previously caught a little knock here on the corner, as well as some small light scratches on the underside. And by re-lacquering that, effectively we can restore some former glory without having to totally replace a very expensive part. So that's been sanded down to be lacquered at the end. It will also need some masking, obviously, while the paintwork is going down. But let's go and see some of these new carbon parts that are going to be going on the car, on the inside as well as the outside, to match with this. As you can see, I have just done a little bit of unpacking because here we have the new parts. So these are my favourite, the carbon fibre side entry sills. They have a leather pad that goes here, which matches, of course, with the interior. That will come off the original parts. These are all direct from Mercedes, as you can tell from the badging and all the signage. We also have the carbon fibre mirror caps, which have the lights all built into them as part of the fixtures. Then we have all of the badges. Now, lots of you had noticed the car was missing the badges. At some point in the past, it had been debadged, and also the main Mercedes roundel had also been painted in black. We've now got that back in silver. We've got the silver SLS, silver AMG, and two little Black Series badges as well. Not sure if the car needs to, or if one of those is going to end up being a spare. But in any case, we've got all of these parts ready, the things that I needed to order, ready to go back on the car when it's all being reassembled. The car is being unmasked then. The wheel is back, which needs a much cleaner, newer tyre on it, but all of the masking will come completely off it so that it can be driven out. And it's going to be quite unusual in a moment to see this fired up and driving out like this, without all that much going on as part of it. This is all very, very confusing, but as you can see, it was all properly masked as part of this process. In fact, the preparation and the masking and that side of things is really a very significant and important part of the whole process. So absolutely vital that it's done correctly. This is just going to be so cool when it's all done. I cannot wait. That sounds good. V8, naturally aspirated glory. It's very weird that this car is now going to be manoeuvred out of here like this. But I do tell you, silver wheels against this paintwork will look the absolute business. And it's also weird seeing it being driven while it's masked like that. But it's heading on out so the booth can be used for other things. Love this. Ooh. I just have to say, look at the colour now out inside the normal workshop. Of course, the lighting in there is overly intense to highlight any imperfections with the paintwork, but this is looking unreal. The colour is perfect. Look at this. It's stunning. This is mega. I am over the moon with how this looks. This colour on the whole car is going to... just wow. I'm really interested by what we've got at the moment. Of course, the car with its new Mystic Blue alongside the boot lid in the Himalaya Grey. So we can see for the first time the two colours side by side. And there is no question for me that I would instantly choose that. If the two cars were side by side, for me, I love colours. This wins every single time. While I do agree that it looked incredible in this colour, it was really, really smart. Very Mercedes as well. This is so much more me. This is what I wanted from this car before I even bought it. In fact, before I even bought this specific one, I wanted the Mystic Blue SLS Black Series, which is why all of this has happened. But having these two colours, I guess, side by side to see the difference and to see this now under the light here in the workshop, I am in love with this paint colour. It is so gorgeous. It's perfect. And this isn't polished. It's not finished. It's going to look even better. It's just absolutely spot on. It is time to watch these front wings going blue. You can see the layer going on top of the black base coat that we have underneath. Just to see the transformation in process itself, the first layer going on. This is really cool to watch. Obviously these were silver, were sanded down, got their base coat, and now you see the spray of the blue as the panels turn Mystic Blue inside the spray booth. The bonnet and the doors behind have already been painted. This is all very exciting to watch. I cannot wait to see this finished. I really can't. There's a lot going on in the workshop at the moment, but let me tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening next, before hopefully soon I can pop back out to see some of the assembly of the car. So the boot lid needs to be sanded, then that along with all of those parts need to be painted, then all of those along with the parts we saw being painted in the spray booth earlier need to be lacquered. Once it's all lacquered in terms of the bodywork, then it needs to be polished, and only then, when the paint is all finished, can the assembly begin. Of course, the assembly is going to take a while. It's a very involving process to pop all of this car back together. We saw a little bit when I talked about the stripping, how that's done to ensure it goes back exactly as it comes apart. Things like measuring every single panel gap around the entirety of the car, working out exactly which screw came from which hole. Everything is very, very precise. There are a few one-time use seals and things around the car that have had to be ordered. We have those new parts that we ordered as well, and ultimately this is all going to come back together exactly as it was when it arrived here, which is what I'm looking forward to, I guess, seeing next time around, when we're able to put more blue together, more of the Mystic Blue, and ultimately see this starting to come back towards being a car. I think I'm pretty much set in my own head right now that the wheels are going to need to go silver, whether they go a bright painted silver, maybe a satin silver, maybe a chromy silver, those kind of things I still need to decide, but I think they'll look really cool against this paintwork. For now though, to see it going from this, through paintwork to that, it's been really, really awesome, and I cannot wait for the finished product. I'm sorry I've said it quite so many times, but this, it's completely what I had in my mind. And I know so many people loved this colour, rightfully so. It's a very, very nice colour, but that's so much more what I wanted for the Shmee-mobile, and that is why this is turning out perfectly. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. We will be back again soon. Let's head on out and jump in the Lusso to go back towards home. It's time then to get back on the road with the Lusso at the moment, looking stunning in the afternoon sunshine. Like I said earlier, a slightly lighter colour overall than the Mystic Blue for the Mercedes, but with all the carbon options, those side vents, the side skirts, the front splitter as well. As a bit of a carbon fiend, blue and carbon work very nicely together. But let's hop on board, get this fired back into life, ready for the journey ahead, back down towards London. Get it started up. There we go. Always sounding so phenomenal cold start. This car and the SLS rev battle. Naturally aspirated engines in their finest. So anyway, long drive, let's crack on. It's definitely going to be a bit of a cruise back on down towards London. I do need to stop for some fuel at some point very soon, and I've also got the service light on, which is due in a couple of weeks in April at some point. So I'm not entirely sure when this video is going to go out. We're just starting to get a little bit of confusion as to what's going on here. I've been uploading a lot of my videos recently that I filmed in a very crammed schedule, so I'm not entirely sure at this moment in time what's going to be happening when. But in any case, today, just to drive back towards London. At some point we'll need to swap this back to the summer tyres. It's actually 13 degrees outside right now, and above 7 is where you should kind of swap, although obviously I haven't had the opportunity to do so yet. I want to get the wheels swapped over, have the service done, and one or two very small things as well while the car is back with Meridian Modena. So that's all to come in the not too distant future. For the moment, let's have one last little bit then into manual, window ever so slightly down, drop some gears, down into second gear. Following some trucks, so it's not particularly this thing. Yes, I would love to put this and the SLS side by side at some point, and hopefully it's not going to be too long until that can happen. We will see if there is a reason for which everything has to be delayed, and therefore this video going live now might not make all that much sense, but time will tell. For the moment, at the time of filming, I have no idea what's going on. It will be what it will be, but it's been awesome to pop up to Chartwell, to see the car undergoing a bit of its transformation, to see some of the blue paintwork going down, and to see that gorgeous colour on the main body, the Mystic Blue. I am so happy. I've said it way too many times in this video. Any doubts that I had have been erased. This was the right choice. I hope you agree with me. Do, if you're slightly on the fence, wait until you see the finished car to make your final decision, but I'm very confident that this is going to look fabulous when it's completed. So thank you very much, as always, for watching, guys. I appreciate your support an awful lot, but that is it for this time. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!